Hello guys, zip through film history with flashback flicks, subscribe for the ride. Welcome to the post-apocalyptic world of 9, where a small group of sentient ragdolls must fight for survival in a desolate world overrun by machines. Join us on this thrilling journey of bravery, hope, and sacrifice as they uncover their purpose and the secrets of a world on the brink of extinction. The movie starts off with the scientist making a sapient ragdoll, on whose back he writes 9. Outside, the world is pretty much destroyed. A while later, 9 comes to life looking around. He sees the place is a mess. He opens the window and sees the entire city in ruins. He tries to say something, but nothing happens. He can't talk. He walks with no little trepidation through the desolate, deserted city. Recoiling from the sight, he hears a sound and sees a slowly approaching light. Hiding behind some ruins, he picks up a metal bar and waits. As the light comes closer, he swings the bar towards it and connects. When he looks at what he hit, he sees a creature very similar to himself, only slightly aged and differently crafted. The other creature too sees him, and 9 starts to run, but 2 calls out, "Wait, I'm a friend." 9 stops and goes to help 2 up. 2 gives him an appraising look and approves of 9's detail and design. When he sees that 9 can't talk, he tells him to follow him. They go over to a discarded doll on the road, where 2 proceeds to look inside it. 2 finds the doll's voice box, and then he inserts the voice box into 9's chest cavity. After some adjustment, 9 speaks. 2 notices something inside 9 and pulls it out. It's a small hemispherical device, the talisman. He says that someone is always drawing this. 9 asks if they're alone, however, a loud sound answers that question. 2, afraid, instructs 9 to hide inside a broken can nearby. Standing outside, armed with a spear, 2 waits tensely for the beast to attack. He's attacked by a cat beast. The cat sees the talisman and takes it. He notices 9 inside the can and tries to attack him. But 2 distracts it and the beast attacks 2 and swallows him. When it looks inside the can, he sees it's empty. It leaves. His unconscious form is noticed by a one-eyed ragdoll 5. When he awakens, he sees 5 tending to him. His arm has been fixed. 5 tells him that 2 is better at fixing them, unaware of 2's fate. At that moment, an elderly, domineering ragdoll 1 enters, angrily. He looks over 9 and yells at 5 for almost leading the beast to them. Another ragdoll, a huge one named 8, comes in. 1 orders all to go to the upper level. They go up in a bucket. At the top level, 1 narrates the story as he knows it. When he awoke, there was a war between men and machine. In a major battle, as the dolls ran for their lives, 5 lost his left eye and was saved by 2. The machines deployed poison gas bombs that pretty much killed all life on Earth. Only things left were the dolls and the beasts. 1 tells 9 of all the ragdolls that have been lost and now, 2. He orders 5 and 9 to go to Watchtower. In another room, we see 6 drawing the same shapes as on the talisman. He's the one 2 was referring to. On the Watchtower, they look through a telescope. 9 sees a large factory in the distance, with 3 towers. He says that that's where the beast took 2. 9 wants to go there to rescue 2, but 5 is reluctant. When 9 says that 2 would have tried to save him, 5 relents. 5 has a map which they can use to get there. As they walk towards the place, 5 wonders why he was out there all alone. They look for a tunnel. Suddenly, there's a huge sandstorm, which blows the map away. They can't go back. When the sandstorm recedes, they notice a huge footprint on the ground, the cat beasts. Needing light, they take a small light bulb. 9 fashions a small staff torch with it. 5 and 9 reach the factory. It's a dark, imposing industrial place. They turn off the light and go inside. They see a cage and see 2 inside it. At first, 2 doesn't respond, but slowly awakens, happy that they came for him. They hear sounds coming from nearby. 9 takes a look and sees the beast there. Suddenly, it hears a sound and sees 9 and it attacks them. Just then, a beaked creature attacks the beast and it kills the beast by beheading it. The creature removes its beaked headdress, to reveal that it is a female ragdoll 7. 2 and 5 are ecstatic to see her, as they thought she was dead. In the midst of the happy reunion, 9 picks up the talisman and unwittingly inserts it into the socket. 2 sees it and runs to stop him, but is too late. He pushes 9 out of the way. as the place comes alive. Suddenly, a bright green light shoots out from the machine and strikes 2 in the eyes and mouth. It drains all his life force and the poor ragdoll hits the ground, lifeless. Just then, the machine, a large sphere and long limbs, comes to life. The surviving ragdolls run, but find themselves trapped at a chasm. 7 sees a lever switch overhead and uses 5's grappling gun to shoot a hook around the switch and swing towards a conveyor belt on the other side. However, their collective weight causes the switch to be thrown and the resultant jerk causes 7 to lose her grip and fall, while 5 and 9 fall onto the belt. The conveyor belt starts to move due to the thrown switch and 5 and 9 have to dodge many large met. The machine moves menacingly towards 7, sparking its electrodes. It gets distracted by 5 and 9's staff light and chases them. 5 and 9 hide for a few tense moments as the machine looks for them. 7 arrives and they run into a tunnel. They manage to escape. Outside, 5 is devastated about 2's death, while 7 is mad at 9. She knows where to find answers and tells them to follow her. Meanwhile, the machine uses the material around it to create a new monster. The trio go to a destroyed library. 7 calls out and 2 twin ragdolls show up, 3 and 4. They're mute, but their eyes can project memories. They look over 9, analyzing him. 7 asks them for help, saying that they awakened something terrible. Using their eyes, the twins project a video on a book, which tells about the machine. The machine was made by the scientist, under orders from the dictatorial chancellor. It was called the Brain. It has the ability to create its own machines. They used it in a war, but soon it turned against men and, pretty soon, the world was destroyed. Eager to know more about the talisman, 9 draws the 3 shapes. 5 says 6 draws those very shapes. 9 says he wants to see 6, however, 7 doesn't want to return and runs off. 5 and 9 return to the church to see 6, however, 8 grabs them. 1 enters mad as hell. He accuses them of dooming them all. 6 comes in and sees the shapes drawn by 9. He says that the shapes are the source. 9 wants to investigate further, but 1 orders them locked up. 9 calls 1 a coward. 1 angrily says he'll do what it takes to keep them safe. Just then, the church is attacked by the newly created Bat Beast. They flee for their lives, as the place starts to catch fire from the beast's attack. They wind up on the wing of the crashed plane. Just as they're cornered, 7 enters and tries to attack the beast from behind, but the beast turns and swats her away. She tries again, but it shoots a cabled harpoon into her leg. It starts to reel her in, but 9 grabs her and stabs her spear into the wing, arresting their movement. 8 cuts the taut cable, which causes it to swing away and wrap around a blade of the wing's propeller. Due to the tussle on the wing, it starts to slowly slide downwards. 5 and 6 land in the propeller mechanism. They turn on the propeller. The spinning propeller starts to pull the bat towards it, causing the beast to snap back into the spinning propeller. It gets torn apart. However, the ragdolls are now homeless. Thanks to the fire, 1 watches sadly as their sanctuary burns down. They go to the library where 3 and 4 live. Meanwhile, the machine is angry. It looks at 2's body and seems to get an idea. At the library, 8 is appointed as the lookout. While 3, 4, 6, and 9 go over the shape, 1 is upset about what he terms dark science. When 9 accuses him of letting 2 die, 1 says indignantly that 2 was sacrificed as he was old and weak. Furious, 7 jumps on him, knife at his throat. But 9 talks her down. Angrily she walks off. Outside, 8 hears some sounds and looks around. He walks tensely through the courtyard. Suddenly he sees 2. 2 rises up and his eyes start flashing hypnotically. 8 gets mesmerized. In a different room, 1 walks in a huff. He hears a sound and gets scared. Just like 8, he too gets hypnotized by 2's flashing eyes. Attached to 2 is the tail of a snake beast. It picks up 1 and starts to tie him up. 8 has already been stuffed inside the snake. As the snake starts to reel in, 1, 5, and 9 run up. The snake sees them and holds up 2 with flashing eyes in front of them. While 9 averts his eyes, 5 gets hypnotized, standing rooted to the spot. Just then, 7's spear hits 2 and embeds him in a wall nearby, stopping the hypnotic flashing. 7 runs towards 2's body, dodging the snake's attacks. When 5 snaps out of his trance and shoots the snake in its good eye. The snake starts to slither away with 7 and 8, the snake gets away with the 2 ragdolls. 1, however, has been rescued. 9 demands that they go save them, but 1 refuses. 9 persuades him. They give 2 a fitting funeral, putting him on a raft and let him float freely into the sewer. They set off to the factory. Taking the staff light, 9 goes inside alone. He tells 5 that if he doesn't return, he has to destroy the factory. Inside the factory, 9 sees the snake hand 8 over to the machine. 8's life force is drained by the machine, which gets more powerful. The snake then starts to hand over 7. 9 ties a cable around a bolt and throws the bolt onto a ledge, behind a pair of moving cogs. He then distracts the snake. It chases after 9 and fall into the trap. Snake grabs dummy doll and starts tying it up, which 9 holds while in hiding. 9 bursts out of hiding and starts to run. As the snake slithers after 9, it pulls the cable, which gets caught in between the cogs. As the snake gets pulled upwards, 9 runs up, plunges his knife into its body, ripping open its body. 7 falls free below. The snake's head gets crushed in between the cogs. Outside, the ragdolls prepare to push a barrel inside the tunnel. They are noticed by a recon drone. Using 5's grappling gun, they rope it and start to pull it towards them. Inside, 7 and 9 are seen by the machine, which sends mechanical spiders after them. 7 and 9 sprint into the tunnel and yell for the ragdolls outside to send in the barrel. Dolls push the barrel into the tunnel. The barrel falls inside the factory, where the machine can only watch helplessly as it explodes. The factory erupts in flames, as the ragdolls escape. The ecstatic ragdolls start to celebrate. 5 notices to his horror that the machine is still alive. It chases him. The machine grabs 5 and drains his life force, regaining its strength. The ragdolls run towards a rickety bridge, with the machine behind them. While they run easily across the bridge, the machine is too heavy and the bridge gives way under it. Brian tries to pull itself up. 6 tells them not to destroy it, else their fallen comrades will be trapped forever. The machine falls, but grabs 6 on the way down. He yells for them to go to first room for the source. The others watch helplessly as the machine drains him. 9 wants to go to the first room to find out more on how to save the trapped souls. But the others want to destroy the machine. 9 runs off to the first room where he was made. There, he sees schematics for the machine and the ragdolls. He notices a holographic projector marked 9. He turns it on and a hologram of the scientist comes on. The scientist tells 9 about the machine. While the machine is made up of the scientist's life force, the ragdolls are all pieces of his soul. He shows 9 the talisman and a sequence in which to turn off the machine. 9 was his last ragdoll before he died, drained of his own life force. 9 runs over to others, who are busy hurling bombs at the rapidly advancing machine. 9 tells them that the scientist is the source. However, 1 continues attacking the machine. As the machine approaches, they run the ragdolls to hide. 9 tells the others that they have to get the talisman from the machine. The machine fires at them, causing a huge explosion. The ragdolls fall scattered around, bruised but alive. 9 bravely goes to face the machine. Just as the machine is about to drain 9, 1 pushes him out of the way, sacrificing himself, losing his life force. 9 grabs the talisman off the machine. He hits the sequence and aims the talisman at the machine. The machine screams that the souls are transferred to the talisman. Now soulless, it explodes. They light a fire and set 5 positions around it for their 5 fallen comrades, with the respective numbers on them. 9 hits the sequence on the talisman. One by one, the souls are released. Comrades goodbye their friends and they all float up to the heavens, finally free. It starts to rain, the water showing microorganisms thriving in the water droplets. This indicates that life will once again flourish in the world, though rather slowly and over time. If you enjoyed this recap, Be sure to like, subscribe to Flashback Flicks, and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for joining us, and keep the adventure alive.